Need financing for a vehicle or financial assistance with late auto payments? Don't have the money to your rent or mortgage? Need financial help with utilities? And also, would you want to receive cashback rewards for paying bills? Visit our friends at financialservicessolutions.com, where you can get an array of packages that will fit your needs, from monthly investments to virtual wallet accounts. You get debit cards, you get an array of services, and you can pick between 4 different packages. Visit our friends at financialservicessolutions.com today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pick up right where we left off yesterday. Speaking about Peyton Gendron, the white supremacist domestic terrorist who killed black people. Now, one thing that I want you to make sure of is that with these politicians, especially these Democrat politicians, I have to make sure I say that they are running scared of saying the word black. I mean, when they do say black, it's like they pulling teeth to say it, or they may say it one time, but notice that they want to say victims. They don't want to say black at all. Black is a dirty word in Democrat circles because that came way back with the Moynihan report about not promising black people anything, because if you promise black people something, black people going to hold you to it. So don't promise black people anything. Matter of fact, don't even mention black people. Say people of color. Say, you know, this is so unfortunate. This is a tragedy. But when things were happening to the AAPI community, they had no problem saying Asian. They didn't say victims. They didn't say tragedy. They didn't say any of this. They may say the word white supremacy here and there, but notice they're not focusing on black. So what we have to do as black people is, first of all, when they come to this people of color crap, you shut that down and say, it was no people of color. It's black people. This white supremacist targeted black people. And y'all have to be very, very unapologetic making these politicians say the word black. We don't need to hear no people of color, no sloganizing, because, you know, Clyburn was saying stop sloganizing. That's all they want to do. It's a tragedy. Thoughts and prayers. No, we don't need your thoughts and prayers. Your thoughts and prayers to me ain't worth a drop of piss. Okay. What we need is an anti-black hate crime bill. That's what we need. We need money, just like the Asians got to combat what was happening to them. We need double the money to combat anti-black racism, because every state in America, you could look up in your state, look at the hate crimes, and black people going to lead in hate crimes as being victims of that. So it's imperative for the safety of black Americans to push for an anti-black hate crime bill. You must press them like you press them about reparations, press them about the anti-black hate crime bill. And you tell them, look, it's imperative we get that. Don't be looking at us to show up in November, because we're going to be on our own. Well, hell, we're not going to vote for you. We was already didn't want to vote for you before. Now you got a small chance to redeem yourself right now. See, Democrats actually got a chance to redeem themselves right now. They actually got a lifeline right now. And 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure they're not going to take it, because they're going to just play this game with a lot of you. They're going to play fear tactics with you, but they're not going to want to talk about doing anything. But see, they messed up when they did that Asian bill, because now black people got a point of reference to saying, wait a minute, you showed you'll do something. So we expect the same thing. Continuing. So this white supremacist said in the manifesto, he says, my name is Peyton Gendron. He said, I was born June 20, 2003. He said, which makes me 18 years old as the writing of this. I am the sole perpetrator of the recent attempted mass murder. He said, I lived in Southern Tier, New York all my life with both my parents and 2 brothers. I believe I am ethnically white since my parents' nationality are from Northwestern Europe and Italy. He says, I graduated high school with with Regents Diploma and Advanced Designation, and I am currently enrolled in SUNY Brome with a major in engineering science. He said, I would love to continue this, but there are bigger problems I'm more concerned with. I am not a war fighter, nor have I been enrolled in any military or tactical training, so excuse any mistakes I make during my attack. He said, I was never diagnosed with a mental disability or disorder. I believe to be perfectly sane. Now, as I'm listening to all the white media, and I wanted to surely hear what Tucker Carlson had to say, because, everyone is pointing at him, and I have a whole video that I put on the news channel why I'm pointing at him too, because if rappers are getting RICO charges for what things that's being said, then Tucker Carlson should be getting a RICO charge too for what he says on his programming, right? So he said, recently I took an MBTI test. Okay, so let's just kind of go through this. Have you noticed, we do talk about the single parent household and how it do affects, the community. And there's a lot of statistics about that. But even single mothers in the black community aren't raising terrorists. Have you noticed a lot of these white supremacist terrorists have come from two white parent households? Have you noticed this? See, when it comes to their families, they defy a lot of what statistics would say about, because most of the time they say when kids come from two parent households, they usually do better in life. They're more, disciplined. Because, you get both sides. You got a mom and your dad, X, Y, Z, right? I would say that apply more to black people. Let me just use us. I don't like to include nobody else in what we got going on, because I think that's also dangerous when you trying to look in this manifesto and trying to say he was this, he was that, he was that. No, he attacked black people, so I'm only keeping it on black. I know other things he said in this manifesto. I went through it. I don't care about it because he didn't do that to nobody else. Only thing that he manifested was his anti-black hatred, and that's what we're going to focus on. Also, people, don't let the Democrats do that as well. He's anti-immigrant. He's anti-Semitic. No, it's black. He attacked black folks. Now, if he'd attack other people, okay, we will make them references. Now, a lot of them come out of two-parent households, and yet they grew up to do this. Well, these two-parent households cultivate the white supremacy. I remember when time back, when I had end up, getting a tool, and this guy, the FFL dealer, was saying that he had put a rifle in his children's hand at 6 years old. And I looked at him, I say, 6 years old? He said, yeah, they can shoot at 6. You get them like a little 22 rifle and they can start shooting at 6. See, they teach them this mess at 6 years old, 7 years old, that age. They teach them to kill when they should be learning their ABCs, multiplication, division, anything like that to learn something. They teach them that. See, they constantly teach them that. Okay, so when they pop up 12 years later, after they have been, you saying they've been radicalized? No, they've been actually indoctrinated into the culture of white supremacy. This is what's being taught. Even if you say he went online and learned some of this stuff. No, this is stuff that y'all discuss in y'all homes. Y'all have to understand, those parents of his, all that equipment that he had, that boy didn't have that money for that. He had got money and all of that to pay for that mess from his parents. Now they talking about they looking into their parents. It always go back to the parents. When they 18 and got all that fire, listen, these guns aren't cheap at all. They aren't cheap. Somebody 18 years old can't buy no high power guns, and then they say he modified it. Where did he get the money to modify it? That's the question. Where did he get the money for ammo? Ammo is expensive. An 18-year-old that don't have nothing going on? No, it always gonna go back to those parents. Becky and Karen cultivate the worst children on the planet Earth with her sons. Think about that. They always want to talk about the black single mother. They always want to say black women are this, black women are that, black women are horrible. Listen, I understand in our community, we got some people that's not doing right, male and female. But you know what? On the worst day, a black mother is, from what we're looking at history, is 1,000 times better than Becky and Karen raising children. Because black mothers have never raised any sons. They have the body count that they got historically. They have proven based on history, they are the worst mothers on the planet Earth because the woman is the first teacher of the child. The woman cultivates whatever that child thinks at an early age, not the man. It is the woman. And the issues that we do have in our community, once again, you could trace it right back to the white supremacists. Very, very easy to do. We wouldn't have no quote unquote gang problem or drug problem. It goes right back to the white supremacists. Where the drugs is coming from, how the drugs are importing in here. The white supremacists control the border. We don't. The white supremacists sent all the guns down there to Latin America. Well, most of the places in Latin America, guns are illegal. The reason why you talk about the drug cartels, the reason why they exist is because of the white supremacists allow them to. Because if the white supremacists wanted to get rid of all the drugs and the drug cartels, they can go into Mexico and any country they want to and get rid of them. And none of them drug cartels can fight America like that. None of them can. Not head to head, they can't. So if you see them doing what they're doing, it's because they're allowed to, because the white supremacists make money off of the so-called illegal drug and legal drug. Because the legal drug cartel is much bigger than the illegal drug cartel. The legal drug cartel is so big that if they give you some medication and mess you off, they don't even go to jail. That's how big the legal drug cartel, and that's the white supremacists. So anything that we got going on that's wrong, like I told you, it traced back to the white supremacists, because I haven't met one black mother, not even the most hood of the hood black mother, advocating for her sons to go out and do some, go out and target people of a different color because we hate them, and go out and just kill them all. I've never heard that. Never. From the lowest of the low to the highest of the high, black mother in America and throughout the world never have taught that. Never. That's why for me, it was never an option to get with, marry, or definitely have a child with a European woman that her lineage is from the Caucasus Mountains. No. There are things that they teach. It's things that I know. No, it never was. It's in the household, folks. It's in the household. And they teach this mess. They breed this culture. And the reason why you're not going to hear those words on the white media, because that's even your so-called, and we always want to say it's all white supremacy. But the reason why you're not going to hear what I'm saying spoken on their platforms, because that's their culture, folks. They're not going to really go full throttle against their own culture. They'll go full throttle against me and yours, but not their own. So continuing, he says he has some questions and answers. Okay. He said, why did you decide to carry out the attack? He said, to show the replacers that as long as the white man lives, our land will never be theirs and they will never be safe from us. Actually, this is a problem, because your land, if you really want to talk about your land, and then even that's up for debate, because black people was the original inhabitants of the earth. You wasn't even born. But your so-called land is the Caucasus Mountains of Europe. America is not your land, sir, or white supremacists. America is not your land. You didn't build America, and you still can't maintain America on your own. When something is mine, I don't need somebody else. Look, give an example how they act. That's like me having my home and my car, and I need to ask everybody else to help me maintain my car and maintain my home because I can't do it on my own. I got to ask everybody else to do it. They don't know how to maintain anything. First of all, you didn't build America to even say you're maintaining it. And the reason why you're in the position that you're in, once again, it comes back to the free slave labor that you got from my ancestors. And since, like we said before, you're lazy behind, you have a history of laziness because when you try to do it on your own, y'all was cannibalizing each other within a year. You couldn't build that colony on your own when you tried the first time. Y'all didn't even make it. Y'all was crying, eating each other, and wanted to go back to Europe. You didn't get nothing going on until you brought my ancestors over here. But this is not your land. Let me say this again. This is not your land, Mr. White supremacist. If you want to fight for some land, go to Europe, fight for that. This is not your land. You didn't build this. Now, he said, continuing, to directly reduce immigration rates to European lands by intimidating and physically removing the replacers themselves. Oh, so basically what he's saying here is he's admitting to terrorism, because that's what terrorism is. Now, of course, we mentioned yesterday the replacers are non-white people. He said to intimidate the replacers already living on our lands to immigrate back to their home countries. It's not enough of you to do that. It's not enough. It's not enough. I'm going to tell you that again. You think you so bad, and think about it. You bad enough to go and target elderly black people. You don't go target the young black people. You don't go fool Pookie and Ray Ray. Why? Y'all know Pookie and Ray Ray hang out at because your white supremacist police will tell you what Pookie and Ray Ray hanging out at. Well, why didn't you go over there? Why Dylan Roof didn't go over there? Because you're cowards. You're not about to go toe to toe with black people. Don't let these white supremacists try to scare y'all. Because I'm gonna tell you a statement just like I believe in, and many people said the same thing. When they made that white supremacist gun, black people got their guns made too. Not all black people gonna run from no white supremacist terrorists trying to come in our area trying to do us something. We have a God-given right to self-defense. Now, he say to agitate the political enemies of my people into action to cause them to overextend their own hand, experience the eventual and inevitable backlash as a result. He say to incite violence, retaliation, and further divide between the European people and the replacers currently occupying European soil. So he already, did some violence, okay? He says to show the effect of direct action, lighting a path forward for those that wish to follow. We say a path of those that wish to free their ancestors' land from the replacers' grasp and to be a beacon for those that wish to create a lasting culture to tell them they are not alone. Once again, this is not the land of your ancestors. The Caucasus Mountains is in Europe. It is not here. And you mentioning these replacers constantly. So you calling my people replacers. Okay, calling black people replacers. One thing, you white supremacist idiot. Anytime you do an attack like this or a mass murder of black people, what happens out of that? It never ends up good for you. And I'm not talking about you personally, white supremacists. I'm talking about your cause. It never ends up good for you. Let's go back to Dylan Roof. When Dylan Roof decided to do that, let's look at the cause of white supremacy. Did it really make it better for white supremacy after Dylan Roof done that? No, it did not. It wakened the whole country up to the reality of white supremacist terrorism and the world, because we live in a global society where everybody see things in real time. Just like when I talked about this briefly when it first happened on our news channel. I had a sister from South Africa saying, oh my God. He said, this is horrible. What's going on? Like, saying, hey, You know, we ain't perfect over here in the continent, but we ain't gonna have these white supremacists doing that. You know, what I'm mentioning by that is people in other countries see your evil, and not just in the continent of Africa. You got Asian countries, Latin American countries, other European, everybody watching you. You are not making anybody sympathetic to your white supremacist cause. You are your own worst enemy to your problem. You is actually speeding up the time, because your time is already short. So we know that the devil's time is short, and he gonna try to do everything he can in this short amount of time. And that's what you're seeing with these white supremacists. They know their time is short. Now he says to create an atmosphere of fear and change in which drastic, powerful, and revolutionary action can occur. We ain't afraid of you. We not afraid of you. I promise you, we not afraid of you. The rank and file black American is not afraid of you. I know who you are. That's why I talk the way I talk. See, some black people slowly getting it why I talk the way I talk. I told you I talk this way about white supremacy and white supremacists is because I know who they are. It's been my job to know who you are. It's been my job. And because I know who you are, that's why I can stay a few steps ahead than the average rank and file black person, because they try to believe that there's some hope in you. I understand there's no hope in you. I understand you're not redeemable. You're not, because you have made a covenant with Satan. And anyone that makes a covenant with Satan, they're not redeemable, period. So because I understand you're not redeemable, we talking about anybody that follows white supremacy, they're not redeemable, period. I don't look at them as redeemable. Now, you could say they could change. I don't anticipate change from no one that get themselves in league with Satan to that point, especially this long. Okay. When they putting a weapon to kill in their children's hand at the age of 6 years old, I can't look at you as normal. I can't do that. You in league with Satan. You teach your kids how to kill when you should be teaching them playing sports or education, or just, you know, enjoying your kids while you can, because they'll grow up so fast on you. So no, you're not creating no atmosphere of fear, not for me. Actually, now, because of you, white supremacists, you giving us more gas to talk about an anti-black hate crime bill. See, but prior to you doing that, we were talking about it before, but now because of you, you have given us something to point to. 2 points of reference because of what you did, because let's call it what it is, what you did in Atlanta, which you perverted self, over there at that massage parlor with the Asians, right? And the different things that was going on with that. And they got their hate crime bill. They didn't want to talk about one for us, but because of you, now you've actually helped us out in a horrible way, but you actually have. So yes, you have created an atmosphere of change, not fear, but definitely change. And you're talking about so powerful and revolutionary action can occur. You've never been revolutionary, sir. White supremacists have never been revolutionary, and they've surely never been powerful. Revolutionary has been the black man and black woman of America. Powerful has been the black man and black woman of America. That's why all our revolutionaries and powerful people, you had to send your 3-letter organizations to come at them and jail them all, or kill them all, or they had to leave the country. You're freaking cowards. Now he says to add momentum to the pendulum, he says swings of history, further destabilizing and polarizing Western society in order to eventually destroy the current nihilistic, hedonistic, individualistic insanity that has taken control of Western thought. Now, you know, when they talk about Western, they mean white. Okay. He says, now, most of all, to spread awareness to my fellow whites about the real problems the West is facing, and to encourage further attacks that will eventually start the war that will save the Western world, save the white race, and allow for humanity to progress into more advanced civilizations. You will never progress past what you have now. Your time of civilization building is over. because the black man and black woman is not going to build you another one. We checked out a long time ago. We're not going to do it. And you don't have enough raccoons to build it for you. Because I know you got the raccoons doing what they do. And I'm going to tell you about the raccoons, okay? Don't waste your time responding to raccoons. Don't get upset with raccoons. Raccoons do what they do. The raccoons are sent out there as distractions. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. The prize is white supremacy, not a raccoon. I can care less what a Larry Elder, Candace Owens, Jesse Lee Peterson say. They are victims of white supremacy too. They don't control anything. They don't run anything. They barely run their mouth, okay? And white supremacy will take everything from them when they get ready to, okay? So they are the last of my problem and the last of my concern when we're dealing with white supremacy. They're very, very easy to check when we want to check them. They're not that difficult. They're actually pretty scary. When the whole community really get on them, they'll back off and cry. Trust me. So like I said, they are not nothing we need to worry about. So continuing, he says, what do you want? We must ensure the existence of our people and a future for white children. The way it's going right now, you're destroying the existence, not us. You doing it. Your woman is destroying your the future for your children, as we stated before. Your woman's in the street right now demanding that she has the right to keep deleting your children. So you need to talk to your woman about that. Your woman don't even want to marry you. She don't want to marry you. She don't want to marry your behind. This is why you mad. She don't want nothing to do with you. She tired of you. I'm going to say something on this podcast that's going to be very, I guess, controversial a little bit, but it's something I noticed. I noticed that your woman can easily have babies with black men or other groups of men. I kind of noticed that. But she can't really have babies with you like that. Have y'all noticed that? And I believe the reason why you see on TV all this pushing of black men with white women or etc., or you see black women with white men, that is them trying to save their group by trying to go through the womb and the testicles of the black man to save themselves, because have you noticed they can have children all day with a black man? Have you noticed that? They have 10 of them with black men if they, but they go lay down with their own men, can't even produce one. Can't produce one. I'm going to tell you this much. Your women probably even discovered that. Like, dog, I can't even have babies with them. Because if you try to have children with her, her womb is cursed, and your reproduction is cursed too. See, I ain't got, black people ain't got no control of that, sir. And listen, y'all can't even go to black people to save you. It ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Black people is not gonna save you like that. You can go lay down. You can go morph yourself into black women, because that's what they try to do. They go get BBLs. They go get the breast surgery. They doing everything they can to copy black women. It's still not going to save them. That's not going to save you. I had posted a video a long time ago when one of them had said openly, and they threw this dude off. This dude was like a little raccoon. And she said that she liked black men because in order for her people to survive, she had to have children with black men. This chick said it openly. And the dude was like, the little raccoon like, okay, I never heard that one before. Yeah, he wasn't ready for that, because she was on that deep, I got to save my people type of deal. And I know white men can't save my people. So you got a few of them that thinking they can go through black people to save themselves, right? Because this is what they thinking. Let me have a baby with a black person, and then let me if we can push this kid into white culture and then have a baby with another white person, then, you can whiten the black out, and then, hey, we can keep some of the strong black genes just somewhere down the line, and then we can save ourselves that way. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Nothing you do is going to work. Sorry. It's not going to work. So that's a failed strategy. Now, he says that what do you represent? He said millions of European and other ethno-nationalist people that wish to live in peace among their own people, living in their own lands, practicing their own traditions, and deciding the future of their own kind. Okay, let me stop right there. And I think this is a good place for me to just to finish off. Planes are leaving the United States every single day, sir. Get yourself on a plane. You could have done this. If you don't like black people, get your passport, get yourself on a plane, and there is a lot of European countries that actually don't have a whole lot of immigration with a lot of people at all. It's not that hard to find them. They talk about them every single day, right? Why you couldn't go to Norway? Why couldn't you go to Sweden, Finland? Why couldn't you go to Ireland? Why can't you go to all these European countries, sir? If black people bother you that much, if they bother you that much, if immigrants coming across the country, coming into at least America, bother you that much, and your politicians, of course, we told you yesterday, your politicians in control of all of that, they allow them to come over. Why isn't the solution for you is carry yourself back to Europe and go and build yourself there with your people in Europe? Why is that not an option for you? Why is that not an option? Why are you sitting up here wanting to target black people instead of saying, you know what, it's too many black folk, it's too many Asians, Arabs, it's too many Hispanics. I need to go where it is pure ethnically white, and you could get yourself on a plane and go away. So you mean to tell me you make a choice to go kill 10 black people instead of getting your happy self on a plane and going back to Europe? No matter what you say, white supremacists, America is not going to be dominated by you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The people that's going to dominate this country is non-white people. You need to accept it, or if you don't want to accept it, get on a plane, carry your happy self to Europe, and then live over there where people look more like you. I don't get it. I don't understand it. This is not your land. This is not your land. I'm going to repeat this again. This is not your land. Because if you want to call it what it is, you immigrated here. So this is not your land. You're not indigenous to America. Actually, you're not indigenous to a whole lot of the planet either. But you're not indigenous to America. You're not indigenous. So this is not your land. None of it is your land. You didn't build it. You don't even maintain it. But carry yourself to Europe and go and build Europe. Get with your women in Europe. Get with them. Or you talked about Argentina yesterday in the beginning. Why couldn't you go to Argentina? You say the white replacement is at 2.2, whatever. Why didn't you go just fly down there to Argentina? Why do you need to take it to that level? I'm a type of person, if I don't want to be around people, I'm going to get away from you. I'm not going to be around you. Why would I want to be around people that I don't like? Why would I go out there, spend money, and then risk getting myself killed or going to jail for the rest of my life just because I don't like a group of people? That's stupid. I just removed myself from the situation. But I'm a thinking man. I'm a human being, and you're a devil. So that's what makes the difference between me and you. I think logically, you think evil. That's the difference. But we're gonna end there, ladies and gentlemen, because we got more to go, but we gotta break this thing up. So thank you for coming into the podcast today. We greatly appreciate you joining us. Make sure you click the subscribe button. That way you know when we post another podcast. Make sure you click the like button. It's very, very important to help spread this in the algorithm. And I know you have many options to join us on the podcast, and you chose us. So we greatly appreciate that. If you also like the program, make sure to leave us a love offering. We greatly appreciate that as well. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you stopping by and listening, and see you next time.